Colston Loveland already getting some all-rookie love. We got some stories from West Virginia. It is Big Brothers, Big Sisters Day here at CHGO. CHGO Bears starts right now. Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast. It is Thursday, June 19th. Beautiful day here in Chicago. And finally, this show's starting to look normal again. Adam Hoge alongside Mark Carman for the first time all week.
I missed you, buddy. Great to be here. Great to be in the Hoge formation. We're missing that guy, but I'm hearing rumors that guy might be making a pop-in today.
I heard he's back in Northwest Indiana, but they won't let him across the border in Illinois. Is that true?
I hope that's true. Okay. I think that's a good move by Illinois. But I heard he was back on Spaces last night. I heard he's doing all the things, so he might as well pop in here. I don't even know who we're talking about, but if perhaps you do know who we're talking about, I think he's going to be on the show at some point.
Yes. It is Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America Day here at CHGO. It's part of Spirit Week. We've had fun with Spirit Week. Yesterday we had musical chairs going on. I did my favorite CHGO show of all time on the Hawk Show.
I heard you dominated.
I don't know what kind of voodoo they got going on in that show, but they do this Would You Rather segment.
Yeah.
And two of the things were, one was Ryan Donato related, and I said, I need the Blackhawks to re-sign Ryan Donato. By the time I got home, they had re-signed Ryan Donato. And then the other one was, would you rather get rid of traffic or mosquitoes? And I said 1,000% traffic. And I got in my car this morning, and for the first time in months, there was no traffic driving here.
Well,
I later realized this is a federal holiday, and that was the actual reason. But still, there's something going on with that Hawk Show, and it's creeping me out, but it's also awesome.
Well, happy Juneteenth, as you got to ride in from Hoge Mansion in less than 40 minutes, which is amazing. Congratulations. I should have done that I got to tell you, it's been a rough week for the Metro. Yesterday, a truck hit a bridge, knocked the Metro out of service. I had to get off the Metro, get on the CTA. Today, I don't know what happened, electrical issues. Took me 3 hours to get here, but I made it. And
what's with trucks hitting bridges?
I don't know. Those bridges are tough. How high are they? I'm driving a truck.
I just feel like the number one thing you should know as a truck driver is how tall your load is.
Yeah, but how high is the bridge?
There's signs on every bridge.
No, there's not. We definitely have some old bridges here. There's no sign. I guarantee it. By the way, shout out to Kevin in the store. Our naked man across the street here is on his balcony today. Our softball leader, undefeated. We're getting hats. Guys been hooking us up.
He actually looks fully naked right now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I did see that he has shorts on. It's good for the neighborhood here. Can't go full nudity.
All right, well, that got derailed. What I was trying to tell you is it's Big Brothers, Big Sisters Day. I'm sure they appreciate it.
Kevin's the type of guy that would donate to that.
Yeah, and so we are still taking donations. In fact, we are getting closer and closer to our goal of $10,000 for the week, which honestly, we should be smashing that, in my opinion. Now, we had an awesome day here. I mentioned this yesterday. Philly was trying to come at us, PHLY. They didn't really know what type of ball game they were actually in, and you guys stepped up, and the Hawk Show actually stepped up and beat us here too. Now, you should take personal offense to that, Carm. I won't, because I was on that Hawk Show, but still, I think this show can do better than that.
I do take personal offense to that. I was also on the Bulls show yesterday, which I believe placed in third, so this is on me. And I got to look in the mirror here. So, listen, for real though, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, you're donating your money to kids who are not getting the support that they have needed from parents, family, whatnot. So as far as great causes out there, there's a million of them, but this one's near the top of the list for sure.
Right on cue, we have our first donation. Jonathan Naughton donates $20.
Thank
Let's
you.
go, Jonathan.
Let's go.
Early.
You're the man.
Awesome. The donate button's right there on YouTube if you're depending on which device you're using. There's also a little icon that looks kind of like this, I think. Yeah, like this. There it is. Oh, I did it. That is actually what it looks like. Next to the chat, you can see that there, and you can donate. And no fees involved. YouTube is covering all the transactional fees too, so 100% of the money is going to a great cause. Real quick before we dive into, Carm was in West Virginia. You didn't really get a chance to talk about that yesterday. We're going to discuss his epic
Thank you.
48 hours with Tyson Bagent. I did want to mention this off the top of the show today. I'm playing hurt today a little bit, and
You are?
yeah, no, I got Mitch Rosen texted me this morning and,
okay.
and informed me that Lorna Gladstone, who isn't a name that you probably know because she's like a legend behind the scenes in the sports radio world. But if you're watching the show on Tuesday, and Carm, you probably missed this because you were in West Virginia, but my dad was here. He's one of our mystery guests. And he actually, what's crazy about the timing of this, he told the story literally Tuesday on the show about Lorna, who was my next door neighbor growing up. And at the time, she was the program director of WGN Radio. After that, she literally went to Minnesota while keeping her house in Chicago and helped launch K-Fan, which is where Pete Bursich, who was on the show Monday, works. And, she's responsible for Kathy and Judy at WGN, which is just a legendary Chicago radio show. Her career is unbelievable. And my dad told the story the other day about her taking me to Wrigley Field when I was like, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 8 years old. I don't even know how old I was. And getting to go in the booth with Harry Carey and Ron Santo. Because people forget, Harry used to do a couple innings on radio.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the game.
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah. So
Brenneman would go over and do TV, or Dwayne Stats, or whoever.
and that's when I happened to go in the booth. And anyway, I found out this morning from Mitch that she passed away. And it's just it hits hard because she was my next door neighbor. My parents would literally wrap the Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve in her house while all the kids were playing in our house, like that type of stuff. Yeah. And I would help with. She always had a little white dog. She had a few of them, and I would go over there and help. When she was out of town, take care of the dogs and stuff like that. So she's a huge reason why I am sitting in this chair right now. And years later, she actually helped me with my first contract at WGN Radio, which was kind of a crazy full circle moment. And then the best thing is, and I shared this on Twitter earlier, when she basically got out of the business and retired or whatever, she spent the last 2 decades of her life helping educate vulnerable children in Uganda.
Wow.
So
what a woman.
Yeah. So the timing of it with that story coming up the other day is just a weird coincidence. And I regret that I haven't really talked to her the last few years too. So I'm feeling a bunch of emotions today, but I wanted to share that off the top of the show because honestly, a huge influence, legitimately a major reason why I'm sitting right here doing this show right now. So it sucks.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing, and RIP to Lorna, and condolences to her family. And you only have so many people in your life that make that level of impact on you that, they find a special place in your heart that's theirs and theirs only. So, we don't get here alone in this world. So the fact that you had a special neighbor like that who somehow, some way was in the business and helped you move along. That's of course
amazing. I wouldn't be here without you too.
Well, that's true. We don't talk about that enough, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Well,
it's all full circle on this show, buddy.
That's right. And you wouldn't have been in West Virginia without you being you. So
hey,
I want to hear more about West Virginia because you didn't get to talk about it yesterday.
Okay, so. First of all, it's funny that you say it like that because, look, Tyson's dad, Travis, and I have become friends, and Travis is just a trip. He's actually going to be here this weekend for an arm wrestling event out in Wheeling that I'm going to on Saturday, and he's just a fun guy to be around, big heart, the whole thing. And so it's funny because when we get to their house and they got the inflatable bears put up, which we have here, which they put up for my arrival, which was super nice and just funny that there it is. And there's he's in this cul-de-sac. Bragg, shout out to you and your cul-de-sac, but this cul-de-sac was better than your cul-de-sac because I've never been to your cul-de-sac. But there's basketball hoops in one corner of the cul-de-sac and the other, and so I'm just feeling at home instantly. And then we get in there, and he's pulling up Bagent clips off the internet. And by the way, CHGO Bears show is on. He's got us rolling there. He's like, always, man. What do you, it's on.
Always?
Yeah, I was like, he's
watching right now.
Yeah, he's the man. And so he's flipping through all these Bagent clips. Like, did you see this touchdown? You see that? And then in the very back end of it, there I was back in the day in training camp celebrating the Bears drafting Bagent. So the receipts were there, baby. I said it way back when. This is a good do. The Bears finally drafted somebody who played a quarterback a ton in college and had some success. It was under the radar. So credit to you, Ryan Poles.
Except they didn't draft him.
Right. Except they didn't, which they should have. And, if you talk to Bagent and whatnot, they'll be like, it's a sweet story being undrafted. I'm like, well, wouldn't it be cooler if you were drafted? Like, Tom Brady was a 6th round pick. He's like, yeah, but that's kind of old. Like, I like,
Yeah, but when you're right and he ends up making the Hall of Fame as an undrafted quarterback, it's even better than Brady.
That's true.
Bagent, better than Brady.
Yeah.
He works out like Brady.
Yeah, so
probably harder.
Why don't we get into that part of this? Because we saw him doing a million different things, but one of the first things that we saw was this CrossFit challenge. So he's a huge CrossFit guy. I saw Bochan, you were in there asking if I met his guy Andrew Hiller, who's this CrossFit guy here, and yes, Andrew was there filming, and this is part of this birthday celebration for his buddy Derek Gallagher every year. And Tyson's a huge CrossFit guy. Like you might remember back in the day, he said, like, if I wasn't in the NFL, I'd go back and be a teacher or something and CrossFit my life away. So this is part of the way he keeps himself in great shape. So this CrossFit competition, 5 of them were going up against each other. And this was, we'll show you a clip of Tyson right before it. And it felt like I was watching like the Super Bowl. Check out the intensity on 17 here as he's getting ready to do this. What's happening right now?
So we're going head-to-head. Winner gets Tyson Bagent apparel. Anybody that enters to win and beats my score can win whatever the prize is. Going head-to-head against, I think, either potential or current CrossFit athlete Erica Folo. Head-to-head, 100 cal on the rower, followed by 100 burpees over the rower, or until 10 minutes hits.
And by the way, this feels like game day right now.
That's how it feels inside. That's how it feels inside.
It looks like it. Let's go. I mean, dude was hyped. This is a guy that runs out. He's just,
so that is the complete opposite attitude that I have when I go to the gym. I'm like, should I really do this, or should I just go sit in the steam room and maybe go sit by the pool?
I mean, we're 6 weeks away from training camp. You're in great shape. You don't need to be doing this on a random Tuesday night or whatever it was. But he's ready to rock. So I don't know if you follow all that. They get on the rower. They got to burn 100 calories. Once you get off the rower, you got to do a burpee on one side of the rower, a burpee on the other, and you count them up. And whoever has the most at the end of the 10 minutes, which is a 10-minute workout, it looked like 17 hours. I don't know. So I clipped Bagent doing his rower. He had a methodical little move here, getting himself to 100. He had a good pace. The guy that was like far off to his right went 1,000 miles an hour, and he petered out in the burpee. Tyson had good rhythm going on. He was pacing himself. And then I pulled here's a video of the actual burpees that I'm talking about, and you're going to see he's battling. This is midway through.
Burpees suck.
It's what an exhausting episode, right? This is your QB backup QB trying to get himself ready to be the best he can possibly be. This is how he does it. And I think I clip over to the left, and here that person is still rowing. He's burping, but she's actually going to win the competition.
Really?
Because when she gets off that thing, she's doing burpees 10 times faster than he's doing them. Pop, 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 pop. So she ended up winning the thing, and then I didn't know what to do at that point because the guy had lost, and I knew he was bummed
How many
out.
did you do?
I walked around, and I'm going to start doing CrossFit, though. I think this could transform. I'm motivated here. 53 days to my birthday, and I should have just started it tomorrow. 52 until I turn 52, but I'm going best shape of my life for these 52. But should we play that video right now here of his reaction after he took the defeat here, Stephen? So this was it didn't happen for me. Lost by 3 burpees, and I just hovered over him like the creep that I am. So here we go. Feelings, emotions, thoughts.
Got my ass whooped. But good friendly competition.
3 reps is an ass whipping in CrossFit?
Yeah. A loss is a loss.
And I clipped it at that point.
Yeah.
A loss is a loss, man.
Yeah. I think he said you should know that.
Yeah, I did some other stuff in there that I don't think he necessarily wants on camera, so I clipped it at that point.
I love how competitive he is. That is awesome. And we're going to have more. Some people are asking like why we're still talking about Tyson Bagent because Carm spent 2 days out there doing some really cool stuff.
We barely talked about
some
it.
really
Still
cool
down.
content, and more's coming because there's an interview.
Hey.
There's a lot of stuff. We're getting it all. He's still working behind the scenes right now on it.
Yeah, and just for the record, listen.
You don't have to defend it. I'm just saying the
No,
more
but
people
I'm
are coming.
just saying, if any other Bears players want to invite me to their house, I'm happy to go. I would love to come over and I'll do a full profile on Drew Dahlman or whoever wants to become my, a Carm buddy. I'm in.
All right.
Let's just it could be we'll make it a series.
Stephen, why don't you give us an update? Speaking of competitiveness, we are in a battle right now with PHLY. What do we got going on with these donations?
I'll tell you this much. PHLY is in trouble if the start of the show is any indication. So we already had the 20 from Jonathan Otten. Then we have 3 consecutive anonymous donations of $50, $20, and $20. Crystal comes in again, drops another $20. And for the 4th consecutive day, Gary Lavario, who is no doubt our biggest donor, donates another $100.
Let's go, Gary. Gary Lavario.
Gary Lavario might be, I don't know. I mean, that other guy's off in his cul-de-sac somewhere. Lavario might have to get him in here for a day or two. See what he can do in front of the mic.
Replace Braggs with Lavario? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't want to necessarily replace him, but, maybe just give him a couple reps.
Okay.
Lavario.
We don't talk about my cul-de-sac enough. It's always all about Greg's cul-de-sac.
You don't
I
have
have
a cul-de-sac.
I do have a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, you do.
I have reserved visitor parking in the cul-de-sac.
I do park in that reserve visitor
Yeah.
situation, but I wouldn't call it a cul-de-sac, even though I guess it's a cul-de-sac technically. But it doesn't have the fun circle. Yours is more of like it's mansion style.
Mansion cul-de-sac.
Mansion sack.
That's different. Anyway.
Congratulations.
we got...
You have mentioned something.
We're going to talk about Colston Loveland's rookie season coming up next. Carm did it again. But first, Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. They have everything you need to elevate your summer. Sunnyside is your one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu, over 100 strains to choose from, plus easy online ordering and in-store pickup. They have locations all over. You can find them in Wrigleyville, River North, out to the Burbs, Champaign, South Beloit, and more. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. Again, your promo code is HICHGO. And for existing users, you can use another promo code CHGO50 to get 50% off one Cresco Labs brand item.
So many options. Thank you to our friends at Sunnyside, and thank you to our friends at Empire today. Just like the old Bears need that home field advantage, you need the home floor advantage, and you need the experts to come out to your home, the dedicated flooring professionals. They're going to make your home sing. The floors are going to look so good. Pick the right flooring, the right colors for your space, in your space. See how it looks with your furniture in your house. Don't need to go driving around. They're coming right to you. Imagine the incredible convenience. Get precise measurements. Have all your questions answered right there. Empire today is going to give you clear, upfront, all-inclusive pricing. Schedule yourself a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners, you get a $350 discount when you use the promo code CHGO. You heard that right. $350 off with the code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details.
And shout out to Jesus Rodriguez. Another $50 donation came in during the break. Greatly appreciate it. Keep them coming. And we're going to have a little bit more coming up, as it is Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America Thursday here as part of Spirit Week. By the way, tomorrow is Die Hard Day. Stick around. We'll tell you what we have in store for you tomorrow, including one pretty big Die Hard surprise that we can't wait to share with you. That's tomorrow's show, and we'll share some more details as we get later on in the show. But let's dive into some Colston Loveland conversation. NFL.com coming out with an all-rookie team for a projected all-rookie team for 2025, what it might look like, maybe what it should look like. So it's just sort of a preseason honor roll, for lack of a better term. So going position by position, looking at offense, Cam Ward, not surprisingly, the quarterback, Ashton Genty, not surprisingly, the running back, R.J. Harvey, who was drafted in the second round by the Broncos, also one of the running backs. The wide receivers are Travis Hunter and actually Kyle Williams, who didn't get drafted till the third round by the Patriots.
That one makes no sense to me.
Fight him, Steven. Let's go.
I don't know about no sense.
How about Ted McMillan?
Yeah, but Kyle Williams, they don't have much competition there.
Yeah, DeMario Douglas is, I think, the incumbent number one over there.
If Drake May's good, Kyle Williams is going to have a big year.
He'll have opportunity. It's just an odd pick to.
I'll take the under on Ted McMillan. You want to make that bet?
Under on what?
Under on what?
Under on 40 catches.
Oh yeah, I'll take the over. What's the bet, please? Is a bad bet.
You just jumped so fast that I feel like I did a terrible number. But
so now you guys should establish what it was before, because now, Carman, I would recommend you make this like $3.
Yeah, no, but let's just raise it up to.
I'll give you 60.
You give me 60.
I'll give you 60.
Well, that was just terrible negotiating.
No, it's fine.
You stop with your negotiations over there, Mr. Negotiating.
It's fine.
60. Okay, I'll take the under on 60. What do you want to bet?
Steak dinner.
Boom.
Great.
5 people just got that reference.
I didn't.
This is an old score reference.
Okay.
Steak dinner, boom. So the bet is 60 catches. Carm's going under, and there's a steak dinner on the line.
Yeah, which way do you want to go? You can pay for drinks at this steak dinner. Which way do you want to go?
I'm not going. What time out? Is it in the North Burbs? That should be the real bet.
We'll make it convenient for you.
We'll do it in the West Loop.
We'll make it as convenient as possible. Go right down over here to somewhere. Whoever wants to sponsor the show.
We should go to that place we had that dinner a few weeks ago. That place was awesome. All right, anyway, the tight end on this list is not Tyler Warren. It is your guy, Bears fans, Colston Loveland. They write standing at 6'6", 241. Loveland is a tight end who runs routes with the fluidity of a wideout. That's what makes him special. That's what made Sam Laporta a rookie Pro Bowler under Ben Johnson in Detroit. So it stands to reason that Johnson will get the most out of Loveland in Chicago. With Cole Kmet in place to handle traditional inline work, Johnson can let his beautiful football mind run wild when it comes to scheming up touches for his new toy. The Bears have a lot of mouths to feed in the passing game, but I anticipate this supersized separator will get a fair share of attention from young quarterback, Caleb Williams.
You know, the NFL.com went nuts on the Bears today. They also did put them in the category of teams most likely to surprise. And Loveland gets love in there, too. First-round pick Colston Loveland should pair excellently with Cole Kmet, who's not getting traded. Hello. They didn't write that, but Carman editorial. Creating a tight end duo that will receive plenty of exposure under new coach Ben Johnson, who's expected to lean heavily on 12 personnel. The Bears' rebuild was always going to require multiple seasons. The 2025 campaign might be the first time in which we see notable progress because of how they strategically sifted through the offseason. Before that, they talk about Grady Jarrett and Luther Burden and Jonah Jackson and Drew Thuney and Drew Dahlman and of course, the second year of Caleb incoming. So, bullish Bear. Who did I saw a video yesterday, too, that is completely irrelevant and doesn't matter, but somebody picked the Bears on TikTok yesterday with a detailed breakdown that the Bears are going to win 12 games and win the North. First place, buddy. Everybody else in the division over 500. Anyway, back to Loveland. Give me your over-under, Hoge, on how many catches you think Colston Loveland will have in year one.
That's tough to do off the top of my head.
Well, 1 a game would be 17, 2 would be 34, 351, 468. Car math, exquisite as always.
I was going to set around 50.
Okay, 3 a game.
I was going to set around 50.
3 catches a game.
There are a lot of mouths to feed, but I hope people got a chance to see Monday's show when we had Pete Bursich in here and we put the clip out on Twitter. I mean, he had a great explanation for why Colston Loveland can really screw with defenses, because they can literally change their play and formation once they see what person. It's going to force the defense to choose what the personnel is instead of just reacting to what the offense does. Because you can if you get run heavy defense out there, you can just line them up in the slot and have them go play slot wide receiver.
Sure. And
they go light on you to try to defend that. You bring them in, you run the ball. So, having that type of weapon is really huge. And so I think it's going to be one of those things where the impact probably goes even beyond the box score and what you're seeing from his catches.
Well, look, this is the first time I think actually, let's give Mark Trestman a fair amount of credit. You did feel at that time, at least for a little bit, like he knew what he was doing with the offense, and the Bears were putting up huge numbers at that point offensively. So, aside from everything else that was bizarre. But this is the first time, I think, since then that you can look at it like they should get the most out of their offensive capabilities with Ben running the show, assuming that, you do still have a developing quarterback and all that. This is a toy that he really wanted. And I got to be honest, it's also a toy that needs to hit for Ryan Poles. Because if you miss on the 10th overall pick, going a little bit, I won't call it off the board, but just being bold, let's say it like that, it'd be a bad look. And they just have not.
Well, let's be honest with all 3 of these, and 4 with Williams. So he's had 4 top 10 picks, correct?
Darnell Wright, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze,
and Colston Loveland. And they all seem like they're solid picks, but as I like to say on this show, where are the all-pros?
Right.
Can we get one of them turned into an all-pro? Now, it's still early for 3 of those 4 guys, and I think the 4th one I'm talking about there, Darnell Wright, going into year 3 has a chance to, take a huge step forward. So, but I'm just backing you up on the idea that, Poles probably needs one of these guys to really hit.
Yeah, and this one, too, the big swing.
Mm-hmm. Well, for what it's worth, I looked in from our friends over at Sumer Sports. I looked at how often Ben Johnson ran 12 personnel, so 2 tight end sets last season. It was over a third of the time he had 2 tight ends on the field. So, I mean, if there's something that's going to help Colston Loveland hit some of these numbers, be on the all-rookie team. It's going to be just simply being on the field as much as I think he will be. I think it's going to be a slower start to his career. He is coming off of that off-season shoulder surgery. But I think as the season goes on, closer to like the mid-season point, we're going to see more and more of Colston Loveland in the offense.
All right.
That's an interesting number. 1/3 of the time he's using 2 tight ends. Do you think that goes? I know we got to go, but do you think that goes up from here or down from here?
That he uses 2 tight ends a third of the time?
Yeah.
That Ben Johnson does?
Yeah.
I think it'll be about the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that if you split if they're both out there a third of the time and you split the other 2 reps, then they're both playing 2/3 of the game.
Yeah, it probably won't look like that. One will have the primary, and I think it'll be Komet to start the year, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Okay.
It might stay that way for it just depends on what they end up running, what they're good at running, and how they want to do it. All right, we got a special guest joining us next, and let's save the donation updates for when he comes on because it is all part of the conversation anyway. But there's some exciting things happening. I've been following. We might even hit this goal by the time this show is over.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America Thursday here, part of Spirit Week on CHGO. Got a lot more coming up, but first. New vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. I'm actually probably going to be up there later today. This is your chance to score a great deal at the Employee Pricing Plus sales event. Head to Ray CDJR Route 12 in Fox Lake right now. You can choose from their huge inventory of new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicles. Lease the new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn for only $419 a month for 36 months, or finance 1.9% for 72 months. Plus, they always have 125 vehicles priced under $20,000 for you. The team at Ray CDJR is there to help you during each step of your journey. And they always have a raised price promise, which means the prices we talk about here on the show, the prices you see online, that's the price that you pay. So go check out our partner today to shop one of the Chicago area's largest inventories. Find the right new vehicle for you. Don't miss out on the Employee Pricing Plus sales event for huge savings on the Ram 1500. That's right. You get to pay what Ray pays. Employee pricing. For more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com.
Fired up to go out there. They're having the appraisal drive-thru on Saturday, too. Boys, come on up. Hey, shout out to our friends at Circa Sportsbook, whatever the sport, the app to bet on. You know what it is. It's Circa Sports Illinois. High betting limits, low holds, exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams, every game this season right there at Circa. Spreads, props, futures, in-game. Circa Sports has it. Let's go Pacers tonight. Force a Game 7. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. You do have to be 21 or older. Gambling problem, you want to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Use our friends, Circa Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be.
All right, and before we bring in our special guest, Steven, why don't you update us on the donations?
Well, we are killing it right now. Chase Daniel Plainview drops $5 donation. Bears on Kauai with a $50 donation. I believe that's the second day in a row Bears on Kauai is donated. We have a massive $150 anonymous donation. Thank you to whoever you are. And then an additional $20 anonymous donation on top of that.
That's awesome. All right, let's bring in our guest here now, Logan Lukacs from Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. He joined us at our draft party back in April, back on the show. Logan, thanks for coming on, and we're doing our best here. I want us to break through this $10,000 goal before the show's over.
Yeah, let's do it. I could just sit here and listen to donation updates all day, so this is great.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday right here on this show. I will match up to $250 starting from this point. So if we can get
Let's
$250, I'll add my $250, and then we'll be right there. Maybe we can get a couple other ones to go over the line here before we get done in about 25 minutes. That would be great.
Logan, I did a $23 match yesterday on the Bulls show. Hoge's now at $5.
$23 match
for Jordan. Bulls.
Well, at least you did that, not his Olympic number.
That's true. I didn't do 9. I could have done 9. Went 23.
You could have done 45.
Yes. And I'm going to donate a little bit more than that, but yeah. Anyway. Hey, Logan, can you just you've been in this game for a long time, and more recently with Big Brothers Big Sisters, which has obviously been an amazing turn in your career. But you've seen the impact that mentors can have on kids who don't have as much. Can you just talk about, I don't know, maybe pick one story or just in general how you've seen this impact make a difference?
Yeah, it's been really cool getting to be a part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters family. I actually was out in Philly last week for the national conference of Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. So in a room with 1,000 professionals that are all working towards one-to-one mentorship for children. And there's endless great stories that just come out of that. But I think for myself and maybe your audience, thinking at some of the stats might help paint the picture of the value of mentorship. So earlier this year, there was a study done out of Harvard that helped quantify, it was a longitudinal study over several years, the actual value of mentorship, one-to-one mentorship for these children. And a couple of these stats that came up were that a little engaged in our program is 20% more likely to enroll in college. They are likely to earn 15% more over their lifetime. And they are also able to close the income gap. They end up earning almost as much, if not more, than their mentor through that mentorship, through exposure to a career path that they maybe never learned about before, by having a steady adult figure in their life to help push them. And we've got, a ton of great stats when it comes to that. But in general, we want those who are donating today, who are putting their treasure forward in this donation drive to hit 10,000. That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
10,000 today.
Over that, though.
Oh, we're definitely going to go over that. And with that, just so you know, if you've already given, if you're thinking about giving, that dollar is a reinvestment into your community, no matter what, right? That goes towards this life-changing mentorship. That helps these kids grow up to be stronger adults, to become stronger citizens. And therefore, if you're thinking like, I'm thinking about, I'm at 5'10", maybe I want to do that 23 match, we're not going to force your hand on anything, but just know that pays out dividends in the long run. So when that study came out earlier this year, that's been just a talking point that we always love to push, is because sometimes, and especially when you're donating to something we're a program, right? We help enable mentorship. We help enable the facilitation of adult mentors with youth. You don't always see that impact maybe unless you're that volunteer. But I'm telling you, if you've been in Chicago, and we've been an organization here in Chicago for over 60 years, you have seen it. You have seen alumni bigs and alumni littles who've done amazing things in our community. So you might may not have known it's been Big Brothers Big Sisters, but it's had a huge impact on your life. I guarantee it.
Well, and I think we can all speak to some of the mentors we've had in our lives, through a program or not. And coincidentally, I started the show talking about a mentor of mine that's a huge reason I'm sitting in this chair that just passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So so for those that, might not have those same type of opportunities or access to mentors like that, that's where this is just so important. And I think what's cool, and if people watching this are wondering, why we partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and this is company wide, this is network wide. We're doing this in Philly, we're doing this in Phoenix and Denver and Dallas, but it's not just the money we're raising, which is great, but we're going to get out in the community and do some of this too. I know we got people in our company that have signed up to be bigs, and you
right here,
you did it.
I did.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh,
and
amazing.
Field day coming up Saturday too. Saturday,
I'll be there.
Carb's going to be there too. I'm going to do my best to get there if I can on Saturday morning. Tell us a little bit what's going on with Field Day on Saturday.
Yeah, so this is really exciting, and something that, this being my first year fully on staff here, I'm just so pumped to see. So Field Day kind of kicks off our best summer ever. So this summer, we want it to be the best summer ever for our littles, and so we're offering 3 standout events. The first is going to be this Field Day. In July, we send our matched littles out to Six Flags. And in August, we do a back-to-school barbecue. But zeroing back in on Field Day. So it's kind of like that classic best summer ever Field Day, right? You've got stations, you've got, ice pops, you've got cool down stations. You're just hanging around. You can run around if you want. If you just want to chill in the shade, that's totally fine. We've got 4 stations shouting out y'all doing flag football for us, which is going to be huge. And I think one of our more popular stations. And just a chance, some of these kids, once they get out of school, that structure goes away. our bigs provide a lot of that, can help those touch points. But this is also an opportunity for the families to interact with the volunteers as well. They can come out to this field day. We've got a record-breaking number of matches coming this year. This is an event in its third year. We had, I believe, up to 50 last year. This year we're at 90. So we're cooking with some heat this year out at Independence Park in the Irving Park neighborhood. And we're just excited. And we're also pumped that it's not going the full day. So our kids will be safe from the heat, because it does seem like it's going to be a hot one. But it's 10 to noon at Independence Park, and we couldn't be more excited about it.
Yeah, shout out to Chicago weather hitting us just perfectly.
It's
it
gnarly.
was cold way too long, and then we're just going to shoot up right to 100.
That's what we do.
It's summer.
Yeah, it's how we roll here in Chicago. If I'm doing some shout out to Crystal, who in the chat is keeping track of this. I believe
literally leading the way.
We are $94 away from the $250 that I offered
I
up.
think it's even less now. I think we're at 186 since you called the $250 match. So I could shout some of the names out right now. Crystal donated $30 more herself.
Thank you, Crystal.
Charlie O'Neill with a $20
Crystal.
donation. Gary Lavario comes back in. He's definitely our biggest donor to date. Another $26. Chase Hayes is $20. We have an anonymous $20 donation, and Grace with $40.
That's awesome. Well,
Wow,
let's
this
get
is huge.
whatever the math is on this, because we are not a math show. We have established that many times over the years.
Crystal's doing the math for us.
You tell me when we get to that 250, and I'll pump my 250 in there, and then hopefully we can get a little bit more to go over
All
the
right,
top.
well, I'll tell you right now, we just got it. We just got another $100 anonymous donation.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's go.
Bear down.
That's great. Bear down.
Hey, it's the spirit of the show. Big brothers, big sisters, bear down. Let's go. These are great Bears fans who have big hearts, which is a beautiful thing.
Well, Logan, thank you for
this is
everything
awesome.
you're doing. We're looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to Saturday, and we're going to get this thing over the top here before the top of the hour here. We're going to go over our goal. I know
Yeah.
it, and we're going to keep it rolling tomorrow, too.
Well, guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for all you've done for Big Brothers Big Sisters so far. Only the beginning. We'll get a lot more people kind of involved with this, and I can't wait for you guys to talk to our CEO one day on the air. He's pumped. He couldn't make it today, but he will in the future. So thank you all for all you do, and I'll see you at Independence Park this Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
Logan
Logan.
Cox.
Appreciate
it. Doing great stuff with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, our partner here at ALLCITY and CHGO. Guys, we are so close. I just put that 250 in there. I think we are at 9,896, so 104 away from going over 10,000, which is our ALLCITY goal. We set it there because we wanted to smash it, and we plan on smashing it. But let's take some pride on this show right here. We want to be the show that goes over the 10 grand.
Well, and again, there's Gary and Crystal and the anonymous donations and everybody else that I'm not naming right now. Big ups. I mean, listen, people got to put food on the table. People got to plan for their futures, all the things. So, when you donate money, that's about as big of a deal as you can do. Donating time is huge also, but thank you to one and all who've contributed today to, once again, a great cause, and a shout out to our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters. This is it's an awesome partnership, and I'm looking forward to being out there on Saturday. Didn't know when I signed up that it'd be 90 plus degrees, but hey, let's go. I'm gonna bring my Stanley. I'm gonna be hydrated. We're gonna have a great time. So
Well, we know that Greg and Steven would have been golfing in that heat anyway.
for
without
sure
a
they
doubt.
would be.
I golfed 2 days ago. It was scorching. Yeah.
So we can get everybody out to field day.
My Saturday activities normally hang out at the Midtown Athletic Club and swim in their pool.
Yeah.
So this is a big move for me. Shout out Midtown.
There it is. We just did it, I believe. I'm seeing Bears on Kauai come in with $87, and my counter on my screen here just went over $10,000.
Yeah.
So
right here,
they
baby.
give it to Bears on Kauai. That's our guy. You know what I love? That is first of all, everybody here on this show. Let's full transparency. We're not exactly crushing it with the numbers right now in June. Okay, this is our dead period. This is, these are not our 10, 20, 30,000 view Bear shows that will are certainly coming as soon as training camp
I'm losing
opens
sleep
up.
at night, but okay.
But the
Thanks for
same
bringing it up.
the same diehard people and friends in our community here are the ones that have really come together. You're seeing it in the chat, rallying together, especially the last 2 days to literally also help us count in the chat. We greatly appreciate it. So it's really cool to see this go over, through the moon over the last couple days, and we still got Friday. We got the rest of today, because the rest of today, we're just the first show of the day. This is just the start of Big Brothers Big Sisters of America Day here at CHGO.
That's right. Look, the Hawks crushed this show yesterday, so maybe they'll do the same again today.
I hope they do.
Just real quick, I want to shout out a couple of the other big donations we just got. Gary Ross, $100.
Wow, Gary.
Thank you very
Gary.
much,
Thanks, Gary.
That's awesome, Gary.
And another Gary Lavario again, another $100.
There's some rumors starting. Pizzatola's wondering if
Gary Lavario's the Duke.
has the Duke returned as Gary Lavario?
I hope that Gary Lavario is at least friends with the Duke, if he's not the Duke.
Yeah.
I miss the Duke. Are you the Duke, Gary Lavario?
I'm just glad okay. Uh-oh. Here we go.
What's happening?
Well, I'm just going to say this. I'm glad we got to 10,000 before Greg just swooped into the show and tried to take credit for us going over 10,000, which I thought for sure was going to be what was going to happen here. So we did it before cigar smoking pool guy jumped on the show.
That's right. Congratulations to you guys. I'm happy for you while I hang out in my beautiful pool. Sun is shining. How are you guys? Congrats. Hey, thank you to everybody that donated. Don't stop here, though. Do not stop here. We got to keep it rolling. Just because we hit our mark, let's blow it out of the water. Show the rest of ALLCITY what CHGO is all about, especially CHGO Bears. Our crew is one of the most loyal viewers we got, so we appreciate all you guys.
So I think, Gregory, great to see you. I thought you gave up cigar smoking, but congratulations on going back the other way. We all knew that your health kick wasn't going to last forever. I think what would get a great donation right now is if you showed us your swim from that end to the other underwater and come back on up on the other side. I think that would inspire somebody to at least give $10. Can you do that?
You think so?
I do.
Well, I just don't. I mean, then I'd have to prop my phone up. I don't really know how that's going to work out. I don't want it falling in the pool.
No, we can't.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You got to give me a.
Also, inhale your cigar before you go underwater.
Yeah, no, that was a bad idea by me.
Yeah.
I thought I take it back. Don't do any of that. Just hang out with us. You're good. Because whatever.
You want to see me do a handstand or something?
Yeah, sure. Do a handstand now. Yeah, let's go.
Just make sure those shorts are tied. This is a family program.
Yeah. Come on, that's worth $10.
I think he fell off the screen.
And he's he's alive. Yeah.
All right, that was pretty good. I give it a 7.4.
Well,
Judges.
Thank you.
I 8-3. That was great.
I heard Tyson Bagent has a cul-de-sac, but does he have a pool?
He does not. Nope.
Okay. All right.
So, there you go.
That's one check. Mark one down for Greg.
Yeah.
Greg 1, Bagent 0.
Yeah. No, you got him there. He doesn't have a pool.
I would say it's Greg 1, Bagent 500,000, but
Now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, let's be real. I've seen both you and Tyson with their shirts off, and we know who's winning. Shout out to my guy again, Kevin from the store. I'm guessing he put some dollars in here too, because he always does. The most generous guy ever, sponsoring our softball team. I see him in the chat. He's partnering you now with Naked Man. So you both have you got Kevin's situation here. He's naked across the way, and you're naked at or shirtless in your pool, Braggs.
A lot of shirtless things happening here, I guess.
It's a good
That's
thing.
right. And I brought the heat. I brought the heat back from Florida. I was sick of it, all the cold weather. Heard you guys complaining about it, and so I brought it back from Florida. And that was my biggest accomplishment of the summer so far.
Thank you. And I vow that I will not complain about the heat because I've been asking for it. Now, it looks like it's going to be a little extreme, so stay safe, everybody out there.
That's right.
But
What you have a thought?
no,
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Gregory,
Sure.
you've been gone for a week. What Bears thoughts have been going through your head that you've been talking to yourself about that you want to
that
just
you
say
didn't
right
share
now?
on Spaces, which
Yeah.
I thought was another thing you were giving up.
Just whatever thoughts you've had. I know there's been a million. So what's kept you up at night or gotten you excited in the middle of the day?
Well, I saw the training camp schedule came out, so that's exciting. July 19th. So, the countdown is officially on. Outside of that, I mean, really nothing. I really did take a mental break from the Bears. I did a lot of golfing and a lot of hanging out by the beach and playing with my daughter. So, I did my best to, as best I could, from eliminating every time we went on the boat or went to the beach, I left the phone at home. So I tried to stick to it as best I could. Obviously, I couldn't go 100% with it because I always got to keep an eye in case we, of course, trade for Trey Hendrickson or something like that.
I did call you a couple times and you didn't answer, which I was assuming that you just looked at the
Good
call
for
and
you.
said
Good for
no,
you, Greg.
but might have actually been away from the phone too. It's a possibility that you didn't just ignore me.
I did
it was
not
nice.
call you. I did not call you because don't call people when they're on vacation.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, Hoge, but I was in West Virginia and I was with this guy Tyson Bagent. By the way, that jersey's autographed.
Wait, you went to West Virginia and hung out with Tyson Bagent?
Well, and the thing was that I was like,
This is like Carm's Medina.
yeah. Well, I figured Greg's the master of social media, so I figured I would maybe get some.
It is his Medina. Greg, this won't shock you at all, but we were, Steven and I were trying to show prep today, get a bunch of stuff done, and Carm was in a different room the entire time, just working on the Bagent project.
Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine. Well, it seems like he did some good work there, so I won't hate on him too hard.
No, thank you.
It was good content. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, the interview was. I think people are going to really enjoy it. So, just like they're enjoying you right now, Gregory, you got one more trick before you leave.
No more tricks, okay? Not, just calm down with you asking for tricks, okay? Slow down. Now, the one thing I have been thinking about is our Chicago Cubs. They play tomorrow. I'll be at the Friday 120 Club in Wrigley. That's right. I'm humbly returning to work at Wrigley Field in the bleachers with Cody Del Mendo. Big of me. Credit to me. And if anybody wants to join us, we'll start at Murphy's Bleachers at 10 a.m. and be there because the Cubs are the best team in the National League right now and one of the best teams in baseball.
Well, I announced this yesterday. I'm starting a new 105 club where we go to 105 games at on the South Side with 400 of my favorite friends. And you know what? It's going to be cheaper. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. 400 of your favorite friends, that cost around $410.
Well, shout out though, by the way, to the White Sox because both teams got rained out yesterday. The White Sox are doing a straight doubleheader today, hooking up their fans. The Cubs, because
they're
man,
money grabbing.
I guess today's the only day of the year, unless something changes with like rainouts, that you can do the red line doubleheader. Go to Wrigley and then go to Comiskey afterwards.
it's the only day this year, really.
Yeah, and even that'll be tight.
That's what I
you probably won't even get there in time for the second Sox game if you did that because it's a straight doubleheader. It's not a day-night doubleheader.
You don't need to get there right on time. It's a baseball game. Get there whenever you get there.
Well,
That's true. That's true. I did see you called Donato Hoge, so that was good representation on the Blackhawks show, giving expertise to across a sport. That was pretty impressive right there.
Well, people always try to claim that I have so much power over the Bears, and I try to tell them I don't. But apparently I do over the Blackhawks because I just went on the show one time and was like, hey, sign this guy, and they just immediately did it.
Listen, Hoge hockey is real. Now, of course, my performance on the Bulls show yesterday was extraordinary, and Greg, you should go back and watch it because I tell some great Jordan stories that you need to hear. So after you're done with this show,
You know what I did last night with
that
James, coincidentally?
what'd you do?
We watched episode 1 of The Last Dance.
Great episode. The start of that episode is when I started crying and didn't stop for about 6 hours. That video of him at Madison Square Garden as a rookie walking out there, I'm like, this is unbelievable. That was phenomenal. I love episode 1.
All right.
But I digress.
Greg, you got anything else for us?
Nope, missed you guys. I'll be back rejuvenated, re-energized on Monday. Excited to get back to it. Got some different guests I've been trying to line up here while I've been gone, working some emails. So excited to see if we can pull those off here on the low period, of the dead zone of football season. This only time of year where there's not much action going on, but we're going to continue to bring it to you guys 5 days a week as we always do. So, and then of course, After Dark, CHGO Bears After Dark with Lance Briggs and Jerry Azuma will be tonight at 6 p.m. We did a pretty fun fill-in-the-blank episode where Briggs and Azuma give their thoughts and had some pretty strong commentary on some of the best storylines or some of the most thought-provoking storylines of the 2025 season.
Now, did you do that show from your pool, from your yacht in Florida?
Is it recorded 3 weeks ago? What do we got?
How did that exactly go down?
Yeah, I actually recorded it in studio 3 weeks ago. It was supposed to air last Thursday, but it was so special, I figured I'd make you wait for it, even though nobody knew they were waiting for it, and now you get it tonight.
Oh, I've been waiting.
And we won't blame Steven for this mishap. I'll take full responsibility.
We definitely will not blame Steven for that.
Do one more trick. Come on.
This guy keeps asking for me to do tricks like I'm a damn dolphin.
Cannonball.
Dude, jump on that.
I don't want to do a cannonball.
Jump on the raft. Do something. Do something.
Do something. God almighty, this is ridiculous.
You're a circus animal for us right now. Do something. Let's go.
Someone will donate another $100 for a great cause if you do something cool.
Make it good.
There's nothing cool I can do. What am I supposed to do?
Go swim to the other end. Get underneath there and swim.
All right.
Let's see your leg kick. I don't know why I'm
gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna go back and forth twice. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
Hold your breath.
And we can't. Oh, we can't see him. I think we see.
I see
that's
some
be
type of.
Oh.
We barely saw it in the corner.
But he was. That wasn't the greatest thing we've ever seen, but it was good.
Okay. Well,
is he alive? There.
He surfaced.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good job.
All right.
Start treading water for 3 minutes, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you Monday. Unless you're coming to the bleachers.
Hey, don't book it. Hey, we got a guest for Monday, so don't book a guest for Monday.
You got it.
All right. Hoge's going out of town the whole month of July. Get somebody for that.
Yeah,
just.
All right, there he goes, Greg Braggs Jr. from his pool, which is
if somebody donates $100 right now, Carm will be off the rest of the summer.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That sounds like amazing for you.
Yeah, I take off the end of August. You know this. I'm actually thinking about taking off August 11th to the 30th.
Someone just donated $5,000 after hearing
Jesus Rodriguez did just donate $20 for Braggs' pool theatrics.
How much?
$20 from
Nice.
Jesus Rodriguez.
All right, there it is.
It's his second donation today.
That's awesome.
Pizzatola digging in the couch.
Fun show.
My Pizzy, my Pizzy. Hey, Hoge. Can we do snid bits? I got a snid bit.
If you got a snid, yeah.
Actually, it's, hold on, I got to find it. It's not really a snid bit, it's a shout out. I got to get in my notes here.
By the way, we have a mini pod coming out while Carm looks that up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Okay, so we'll drop a mini pod tomorrow. There's been a lot of, let's call them persistent rumors from odd places. Persistent rumors from odd places about the Bears trading Cole Kmet. So check out that mini pod tomorrow where we tell you why that's not happening. But that's coming your way tomorrow. We also have a show tomorrow. We'll close out an awesome week here with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America with Die Hard Friday. And we are going to have a special guest for Die Hard Friday.
Damn right we are.
And we were trying to figure out another. At minimum, we will take some Die Hard questions from Die Hards only. We were trying to find a cooler way to do that. So let me just say this. if you can figure out how to drop a video in the Die Hard Discord with like a question and tag us in it so we see it, there's a good chance we'll play that on tomorrow's show.
So I was at Dick's Sporting Goods, being an elite carm.
Real quick, let me just, if you need to become a diehard, scan that QR code, allchgo.com/diehard.
Do that, just like my guy who I saw at Dick's Sporting Goods, Matt in Libertyville.
I probably know him.
Matt in Libertyville, 22 years old.
Probably don't know him.
Works at Byline Bank. He gave me the full resume. Went to Illinois Wesleyan, played baseball, infield, third, short, all of it, hitting bombs, and huge fan of the show. And then he also said, by the way, I do take a little bit of a break in the off season. So I was like, Matt, it's okay, buddy.
Yeah,
you come back when you want to come back. We'll. So, but I told him to listen to the show this week. So there we go. Matt in Libertyville saying hi to Carm on the road.
Shout out to Matt in Libertyville. If you ever see me in Libertyville, don't be afraid to say hello. That goes for everybody. Looking forward to seeing a lot of Bears fans out at training camp, too. It's one of my favorite parts of the year. And we got plenty of exciting events like 120 clubs and all that stuff coming up. I do want to, once again, as we close out the show, thank everybody who contributed in whatever way you may have contributed over the last hour to get us over the 10. We're way over. We're now at $10,268 for the week. We will smash that by the end of tomorrow. And I saw Kevin Kaduk dropped in the chat that our total here at CHGO is 4,545. Shout out MJ.
Shout out MJ. Also Grace Carman, who wore 45 and went to the state playoffs and made it to the Final Four. Shout out Grace Carman, 45.
So almost, well, we can do easy math on that. Over 45%, right around 45% of the total ALLCITY donations at this point coming from CHGO, and it's just the start of the day. So the Hawks are on deck next.
And we also have a new single show high with this show.
Yeah.
I almost want to over-under this. We'll go over-under 1,200.
Oh.
What do you think?
I'm trying to think about where we started. I think it's
It's
over, because weren't we under 9 when we started?
It is over.
Yeah, so it is over.
The new single show high total from CHGO Bears now, 1,368 on this show alone.
Wow, that's basically double what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, CHGO Blackhawks, see if you guys – they beat us yesterday. Beat us again. I'd love to see it, honestly. They're coming up at 2 o'clock right here. Obviously, we got you covered throughout the day. 3 baseball games in Chicago today. So
baseball time is here again.
Carm's never going to end a show without singing.
We are ending the show. It's my new end of show. I go like this, Hoge. I go here and I go there, and then I just calmly look at you. I had a dream about it last night.
How about that? The 40 or the 50 whatever days of whatever you're doing, that should be the challenge.
This is how it's going to be.
Don't talk in the last minute of the show.
Never saying another word in the last minute. I'll have to figure out how to contain myself.
You're more likely to do the other thing successfully than that one.
I'm going to work on my containment.
Look at Pizzatola said fun show, even Carm.
My guy.
Wow.
I'm coming over right now, Pizzy. Get that money out of the couch. We'll go to lunch.
We'll be back tomorrow at noon. It's a Die Hard Friday. Cannot wait. It's a great week here, Spirit Week, with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America rolls on. We'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.